In the wild, there is no script.
It is a world ruled by a single, inescapable law.
The law of survival. Siffinit, en refrenifel door verlies. Dat je fieken voldien lief droming, cheese en instinibiestums batva.
It is a contest of raw power. And lethal precision.
This is the raw, unfiltered action of life itself.
On the African plains, speed is the ultimate weapon.
Every muscle is a loaded spring, storing the energy for a singular, explosive purpose. The launch. A perfect fusion of grace and biological engineering. At over 100 kilometers per hour, it is a missile of flesh and bone. But speed is nothing without strategy. The chase is a high-stakes chess match. The decisive strike. A calculated move to unbalance an unforgiving world.
Victory is exhausting, but it is the only option.
From the domain of the sky, the king surveys his kingdom. With vision 8 times sharper than our own, nothing can hide. The target is acquired.
The stoop. A gravitational dive where the hunter becomes an arrow of living flesh.
Impact. A precise, violent entry into another world. The grip is unbreakable. Now begins the battle against weight, water, and will. It is a contest of pure strength, lifting life from the depths. Another successful mission. The sky provides for its master. But the greatest danger is often the one that goes unseen. Thirst is a powerful instinct. But here, it is a deadly gamble.
The trap is sprung. A prehistoric monster unleashed.
Thousands of pounds of pressure in a single, final instant.
Silence returns to the river. The ancient hunger is satisfied.
In this kingdom, territory is everything, and it must be defended.
Intimidation has failed. Now, only force will decide the outcome. It is a ballet of brutality, a heavyweight collision of titans. Every growl, every strike is a statement of dominance. This is a contest of pure, unyielding strength. Momentum shifts. One will stand, and one will yield.
The right to rule has been earned. The territory is secure.
Sometimes, survival is not a solo act. It is a challenge faced by millions.
A single leap of faith triggers an avalanche of life.
But the river is not empty. The ancient hunters have been waiting. It is organized chaos, each animal for itself, yet moving as one.
There is no escape. The battle has moved to the predator's domain.
The death roll. A brutal, efficient technique perfected over millions of years. For some, the journey ends here, feeding the river that they dared to cross. But against all odds, some make it. The instinct to live is a powerful force. The cycle continues. This is the unceasing, unforgiving, and magnificent pulse of the wild. In quarter. In the heart of the wild, the wolf survives through intelligence, loyalty, and balance. Challenges teach respect, and leadership is earned through wisdom.
Welcome to the untamed wild.
Life begins in darkness, where warmth and instinct are the only protections against the wild.
For the first time, the world reveals itself, unclear, vast, and full of promise. Each uncertain step marks the beginning of a long journey shaped by survival. Beyond the den lies a world both beautiful and unforgiving. Through play, the lessons of the hunt quietly begin.
Every meal is a lesson, and every lesson is survival.
The pack is strength, movement, guided by instinct and unity. A voice is found, echoing a future yet to come. Time reshapes the body, sharpening instinct and awareness.
The forest speaks through scent, and the wolf begins to listen.
The hunt is not chaos, it is strategy in motion. Failure teaches patience, a lesson every hunter must learn. Seasons change, and survival adapts. Strength is tested when the land grows silent and cold. In the wild, boundaries are tested, but wisdom often prevents unnecessary fights. At its peak, the wolf commands both land and instinct.
Partnership ensures the future of the pack.
Together, they begin a new chapter.
Leadership is earned through experience and trust. The alpha protects, provides, and guides.
Encounters with powerful neighbors demand respect more than force.
The cycle of life begins again.
Knowledge is passed on through action.
Protection never rests.
True strength avoids unnecessary conflict. Moments of calm are rare and precious.
Even the mightiest creatures teach humility to those who survive at their feet.
Time leaves its mark on every survivor.
Leadership shifts, but wisdom remains.
Each scar tells a story of endurance.
The future runs on young legs.
Survival becomes harder with age. Not every encounter demands action. Observation is often the key to survival. Respect is earned over a lifetime.
Every journey ends in solitude.
A life lived is reflected in quiet moments.
The day fades, just as life once began. Instinct yields to rest. The wild remember. Life returns to the land it came from.
The story ends, but the wilderness endures.
Welcome to the untamed wild. There are lands steeped in history, and home to wonders hidden from sight. This is Mideast Geographic.
It is a land of extremes, an empire of sun and sand, forged by heat and wind. Look closer, and you will find that this wilderness is not empty at all. It is a stage for some. Here, life exists on a knife's edge, where every grain of sand and every drop of water matters. This is the Arabian Desert, and these are its titans.
The ghost of the mountains. The Arabian leopard. A master of stealth, so elusive it is rarely ever seen.
Justnessa. Its eyes, built for the half-light of dawn and dusk, miss nothing. They are the eyes of a...
It moves with a silent confidence, its padded paws making no sound on the ancient rock. A phantom in its own realm.
Survival here depends on strategy. Every movement is calculated. Every sense is pushed to its absolute limit. Through filaments. But the leopard is not the only titan here. Meet the jewel of the desert, the Arabian oryx. Once hunted to the brink of extinction, its return is one of conservation's greatest triumphs. A story of hope written in the sand. They can withstand incredible temperatures and go for weeks without water, finding all the moisture they need from the sparse vegetation. They are the desert's survivors, perfectly adapted to a world where most would perish. Above it all, another titan holds dominion, the golden eagle, ruler of the desert skies.
With a wingspan of over 2 meters, it commands the air with absolute authority.
From its vantage point, it can spot prey from over 3 kilometers away. No movement goes unnoticed.
And when it strikes, it does so with breathtaking speed and precision, a force of nature in motion.
In this kingdom, life and death are constant companions. A sudden shift in
The hunter has found its target. Patience is its greatest weapon. It can wait for hours for the perfect moment. And high above, another pair of eyes watches. The eagle, a rival predator, misses nothing. This is the timeless dance of the desert. A delicate, brutal balance, where only the strong...
The moment arrives, a sudden burst of phenomenal power.
Panic erupts. The instinct for survival takes over. A desperate race against a perfect predator. But the leopard is relentless. It has chosen. The gap begins to close, second by second. And then, the final, decisive act. A breathtaking maneuver of agility and strength. In the kingdom of the desert, the ancient cycle of life is complete. A difficult but necessary truth. As twilight falls, a temporary truce settles over the sands. The hunt is over, for now. New characters emerge, proving that life here is as diverse as it is resilient. Every niche is filled.
Under a blanket of infinite stars, the desert reveals its final, breathtaking secret. A universe.
It is a world not of emptiness, but of hidden wonders. A land of titans, whose stories are written not in ink.
What happens when one survivor meets another? When an alliance is forged in fire? When a battle for legacy is waged, a king will rise.
In the heart of the savanna, where the only law is power. And on the face of every king is the story of battles past.
But this throne is not inherited. It is taken. For before he was a legend, he was just a fragile beginning.
Here, the story begins. A prince, born into a kingdom of challenges. His first world is the unforgiving protection of his mother.
And every day is a lesson in the school of survival. For danger is always lurking, waiting for a moment of weakness.
The first and most important lesson. A mother's instinct is the only true shield in this world. But the lessons of the wild cannot be taught by protection alone. They must be learned through trial and error. He watches. He learns. The ancient art of the hunt is a language etched into his very being. Every game is a rehearsal for a future that will be decided by strength and blood. He learns his place in the hierarchy, where even a single bite is earned, not given. Months pass. The soft fur of innocence is replaced by the coarse coat of adolescence. The games are no longer so innocent. A new, untamed power is rising within him. It is the crown of a future king, and a silent declaration of challenge. The king, who was once his protector, now sees not a son, but a rival in his own blood. A silent question hangs heavy in the air. Who is stronger now?
In this kingdom, there is no room for questions. There is only room for one. It is the merciless law of the throne. There is no room for two kings. Cast out from the only world he ever knew. Now, he is an exile. The skills of a pride hunter mean little when you hunt alone. The first lesson of exile is hunger.
There is no safety in solitude. No pride to watch his back. Every shadow is a threat.
His world has shrunk to a singular focus. Survive until the next sunrise.
His fall from royalty is complete. Now, he is lower than the scavengers.
In this new life, even the sky is an enemy.
He learns that the savanna has many ways to punish the unskilled. Every mistake is a lesson paid in pain.
a lesson in caution that he will not soon forget.
But even the smallest success brings a flicker of hope. A mouthful of food is a mouthful of future. The nights are long, but they teach him a new language, the language of silence and patience. He stops chasing the wind. He starts listening to it. He is becoming a ghost. With every small meal, strength returns. Not the strength of a prince, but the lean, hard strength of a survivor. Failure is no longer the end. It is now a measure of how close he is to success.
He is no longer running from the world. He is learning to command his corner of it.
Through hardship, he is shaped into something new. No longer a prince, but a survivor.
And then, a reflection of himself. Another ghost of the savanna. Another exiled king. His journey to the throne is far from over. What happens when one survivor meets another? When an alliance is forged in fire? When a battle for legacy is waged, a king will rise.
He was born a prince. He was cast out to die. The savanna tried to break him.
He knew hunger. He knew fear. He knew absolute solitude.
But the fire did not destroy him. It forged him. The survivor is ready to become.
In the wild, loners die. They realized that to survive, their fight against the world could not be done alone. By a shared hunt. Their combined strength achieved what solitude never could.
A coalition born from suffering. A brotherhood forged in the crucible of the wild. Months passed. They grew from desperate survivors into magnificent beasts, their movements synchronized by a singular purpose. Every day was preparation. Every spa was a rehearsal for the inevitable confrontation to come.
The hunger of the belly was replaced by a new, more dangerous hunger: ambition. They began to test boundaries, leaving messages for settled kings that a new power had arrived. Their dual roar was a weapon itself, a sound that struck fear into established prides. Their reputation preceded them. Many confrontations were won before they even began.
They are searching, not for food, but for weakness, for a kingdom ripe for the taking.
They have become each other's eyes and ears. A perfect weapon. The power of the coalition is now their reputation. The memory of hunger has been replaced by a thirst for power.
They are patient. They know their moment will come. And then they find it. A kingdom, a pride, a throne.
The years of exile are over. The time for survival has passed. Now is the time for conquest.
A territorial encounter unfolds as strength and experience meet in the wild.
It is not just a struggle for land. It is a struggle for destiny. The savanna holds its breath as titans collide. Youth and alliance triumph over age and solitude. The old reign is broken.
After the encounter, the older male retreats, allowing the territory to change hands.
The lion vocalizes, a common behavior observed in the wild. Both lions vocalize together, a behavior observed during social bonding and communication.
The pride displays familiar social interaction and acceptance.
The lion pauses to observe the surrounding area.
Period of rest.
And surveys the surrounding landscape. Young cubs emerge under the supervision of the pride.
The cub experiments with early vocal sounds.